Hello, Kathy Rose here, and I'm here to talk to you about the new moon in Aries taking place March 21st, 2023, 1:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I decided to dress for the occasion. I'm wearing my bright red sweater. I'm wearing my red glasses because you see red all over the screen because that's the color for Aries. It's dynamic, it's extroverted. There's a warrior potential about it. It's self-sufficient, it's courageous, and it's pioneering. And we get to tap into that during this new moon in Aries and more. Let me explain. One day before the new moon in Aries, we are going to have the equinox. In the northern hemisphere, it's the spring equinox. In the southern hemisphere, it's the autumn equinox. And you're going to see on the graphic on screen in the picture part, it says March 21st or 2nd. And here I am telling you it's March 20th. Well, don't worry about that. In the northern hemisphere, it happens at 5:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, March 20th. But in the southern hemisphere, this equinox is 15 hours later, and that's going to put it into March 21st. The bottom line is that when we have an equinox in March, it is when the sun hits 0 Aries. When we have the equinox in September, it's when it hits 0 Libra, and that's the beginning of a new season. When we have a solstice, which is the solstice that takes place in June, is when the sun hits 0 Cancer, and in December it hits 0 Capricorn. Each one of those times, when the sun enters a cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, we have the beginning of a new season, and we have the Aries point activation. Aries point is 0 cardinal. So you're going to think, how can 0 Cancer be Aries point? Well, that's the term we use when a planet hits 0 degree of a cardinal sign. All right, so I'm going to be referring to Aries point as I talk, or AP as it's abbreviated. When the sun hits the Aries point, something wants to come into high visibility. And in this case, when we have the new moon at the Aries point, we all get a potent spotlight on us. So this new moon is really important to understand, since it happens at virtually the same time as the equinox, less than 12 hours later. So if you look at the chart on the screen, this is the chart set for Washington, D.C. time. And the sun and moon are exactly conjunct at 0 Aries, 50 minutes. So the sun had entered Aries the day before. You see that Mercury is at 5 Aries. And if we were to go back in time to March 19th, which is just a day before the equinox, 2 days before this new moon, Mercury was at the Aries point, 0 Aries. So we have all this activation of high visibility and public projection potential, which means, you see on screen, I have an image of a spotlight. It's like you get to stand in a big universal spotlight during this new moon. You get to be seen. You get to be noticed. Even if you don't like being noticed, your energy field will get noticed. So I really highly recommend you take some time and you do an aura cleanse and you fill it with very strong, loving, peaceful, beautiful energy. Represent yourself in the best possible way. Make a commitment to that and connect with your courage and project it, because you're going to get noticed. And by the way, Mars hits the Aries point. If we went back to the image that was on screen a moment ago, I meant to mention Mars hits the Aries point at 0 Cancer on March 25th. So we have this long wave of Aries point energy, and it relates to our connection with the world, especially when we're talking about mundane astrology, which is not talking about our own horoscope, but how the planets are activating world events, the world stage, for example. many things are going to be coming to the surface. Many things are going to become public. And one of my affirmations I say constantly is, may divine truth be revealed. May divine order prevail. Because I'm not going to dictate what I think is true or not true, but I am going to energize divine truth be revealed. And we're in a very powerful phase for that to be taking place right now with this Aries point activation at the new moon. There is a portal that is activated with the Aries point. And if you are living well, then there is this especially efficient conduit linking your behavior with the external world during Aries point time frames. So understand that, your good deeds will be noticed. Your integrity will be noticed. Live well, because this is opening a spotlight energy for you. So the other thing we need to mention with this is at any time we have planets activating the Aries point, it invites public scrutiny and accountability for our actions. And this includes for actions of people in government. This includes actions of corporations or big business people or anybody. I mean, it's fascinating what wants to become public during a month when we have Aries point activation. And if you look back just a little bit earlier in March, on the 10th of March, we had in the US, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. And a lot of people lost a lot of money, because what was going on behind the scenes is that they didn't have enough money really to cover all their investments and to cover everybody's deposits. And it became public. And it collapsed. And now there is this ripple effect that's happening. And I'm shooting this on March 12th. So there's a whole lot more of the month to go here. And I suspect we're going to have a lot more interesting things that come into public view. Accountability for our actions. Because there is some pressure in the air right now. If you watched my March video, the theme I said for March is grace under pressure. And I said that because we have Pluto activating the very last degree of Capricorn in March. As a matter of fact, 2 days after the new moon, Pluto finally enters Aquarius. And it leaves Capricorn for just a short time, just a few months. It tiptoes into Aquarius, and there's an energy change, but then it's going to retrograde back into Capricorn later in the year and activate that very powerful last degree of Capricorn, which is a pressure degree. So even though there may be things happening in the world that could trigger fear or worry, it is our job to rise above it, rise above adversity, and manifest grace under pressure. Live it well. Go ahead and shine. What is so important when Aries point energy is activated is our commitment to integrity gets to be noticed. Impeccable ethics will shine. And so if you've been living with integrity, acting and doing the right thing even when nobody is watching, then you are going to get noticed for that during this new moon. People are going to feel that resonance in your energy field, in the core of your soul. So connect with that, live that. During this time when we are all going to be noticed, go ahead and activate the very best parts of you. My final thoughts. You see on screen a mandala. Well, this is a mandala I made, and I keyed it the goddess, the warrior goddess energy. And I really, really loved this particular mandala because it's feminine and soft, but yet very powerful. So this is the kind of goddess energy that has a core of inner courage and confidence that is very, very strong. And I wanted to bring this in for this Aries energy, because when we infuse the goddess energy with core courage, we get a beautiful peacefulness that is incredibly powerful. And I say this because this new moon at 0 Aries is a preview for something very, very strong that's going to happen in 2025. At that time, we're going to have Saturn and Neptune entering Aries. And this is going to be in about the April-May timeframe of 2025. Saturn and Neptune entering Aries, triggering that Aries point and bringing about this visibility, a new wave, a new way of doing things related to integrity, related to confidence, self-sufficiency, and courage. So pay attention to what's happening in the world right around this new moon in Aries, because it's a preview for 2025, but set your intention personally so that you are in alignment with integrity and that you live it. So I'm blessing you, and I am wishing you so many good vibes during this high public projection, this high visibility, this spotlight energy coming from the new moon. Live it well. Go ahead and shine. Go ahead and allow yourself to get noticed for all the beautiful parts of your soul. And stand with your integrity and your ethics, but do it with courage. Okay, bye for now. And I will see you at the Aries forecast video.